John Kasich and Hillary Clinton, they're both here in Cleveland seeking local votes. Ohio's governor shares his plan on winning the nomination with us one-on-one. As for Clinton, she could have a big announcement to make tonight.
So I was shocked, still in shock. Never had to go through one of these before.
After a fire kills a 4-year-old and displaces several other families, how the community is coming forward to support the victims. Hi, Betsy.
Hi there, Jimmy. Well, Northern Ohio is certainly enjoying some fantastic weather conditions. It looks like it will continue, but eventually rain will start to catch up with us. I have details in your forecast coming up.
Plus, she's only 11 years old, but this local ballerina has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to perform with an all-time great.
From the station that sees the possible, this is Channel 3 News, brought to you by the Calvetta Brothers Floor Show. It's time to fall in love again with your home. And now, Channel 3 News at 7.
Good evening, everyone. It's another very busy day of presidential politics as both John Kasich and Hillary Clinton stop here in Cleveland. Here's a live look over at Tri-C where Hillary Clinton will be speaking this evening. All of this attention on Northeast Ohio comes a week before the Ohio primary. But first, we talk about Governor John Kasich, who's now in a do-or-die campaign to carry his home state in the primary. He rallied supporters this afternoon. But before he did that, he spoke with our Tom Barris about the strategy to stop Donald Trump and the pressure he's under to deliver a win, as we say. Good evening to Tom. Hi, Tom.
Well, good evening, Jim. Governor John Kasich's rally here in Broadview Heights ended just within the last hour. About 900 supporters here at a facility in Broadview Heights that services and sells Caterpillar heavy equipment. Well, the governor doing some pretty heavy campaigning. He is facing his biggest test ever in a campaign. He's got to win Ohio next Tuesday to keep his campaign going. He is still not criticizing Donald Trump, and he told me that he hopes Ohioans familiar with his record will turn out for him. John Kasich is in the campaign of his life, needing to win his home state next Tuesday to keep his bid for the White House alive. What's the difference between running for governor and campaigning for president here?
It's going to mean that I'm going to get to cast a ballot for myself for president of the United States. That's really pretty crazy. I don't know. I mean, I think here it's now telling people what I've done. And, and how Ohio's come back and say, look, I'd like to have your vote because I'd really like you to reward my efforts and give me a chance to take this to the whole country.
Mitt Romney making robocalls for Kasich, trying to woo Michigan voters. Will utilize him in Ohio in that regard?
I don't know. We're running out of time here, and I think this really gets to be between me and the people of Ohio and really not somebody coming in from the outside.
How much collaboration is there between the Kasich, Cruz, and Rubio campaigns working to roadblock Donald Trump?
As for me, I just do my job. In terms of what staff does, I don't think there's a lot of communication. There's probably some, but I don't get into that.
Some new reports claim Ohio lost 112,000 jobs last year because of trade agreements and only landed 100 new jobs in the most recent month of reporting. It all goes against Kasich's job creation message. Kasich has said Ohio's primary will be win or go home for him. He's not eager.
I think this is my mission right now. I mean, before I became governor, I was plain old John Kasich television star, banker or whatever. We all have to do in our lives what we think we have to do, what we're called for.
To go back to being a full-time governor yet. Now, some encouraging news for John Kasich in a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll out today. It's a national poll. He has vaulted over Marco Rubio into third place, and he is gaining ground on both Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. Reporting live in Broadview Heights, Tom Barris, Channel 3 News.
Tom, before we get to Ohio next week, it is Michigan tonight. How does the governor think he'll do there?
Well, he's hoping for a strong second-place finish. He will offer his thoughts on the outcome in a statement from Columbus tonight. But again, he's hoping to get some momentum there to carry him into Ohio for the big next week.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. Now, while Kasich has said he is not interested in the vice president position, Donald Trump might want him as a running mate if Trump secures the nomination himself. The frontrunner spoke with Channel 3's John Anderson and Lena Lai over the phone this morning.
If you do win the nomination, getting back to Governor Kasich, would you consider him as a running mate, since he does do well in the polls against Hillary Clinton? But is that a consideration you'd have?
Yeah, but no, and I like him. I would say that the answer is yes. I certainly would. I would. Absolutely.
Now, we have the full interview on WKYC.com. Trump has planned a rally, incidentally, at the IX Center. That's Saturday afternoon at 2. And it could be a big night tonight for Hillary Clinton right here in Cleveland. 4 states are holding primaries today, and Clinton is scheduled to be at Tri-C when the results are announced. Channel 3's Andrew Horensky joins us there live tonight to share what her supporters hope she can accomplish and what she will be talking about tonight. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Jimmy. Well, that's right. The state, of course, that has the most delegates up for grabs is Michigan, a state that's not that unlike Ohio. But take a look at the long line of supporters here at Tri-C tonight. It stretches all the way there to the front door of this building and then back that way. You see a lot of excitement in this crowd that goes all the way around the block. Now, of course, Hillary Clinton would be hard-pressed to find such a dense pocket of support anywhere else in Ohio. And tonight she will be predictably surrounded by supporters who want to see her win. They began lining up hours ago. Doors have just open now, and it could still be up to 2 hours before her speech even starts. And of course, many have wanted to see her political rise ever since she was Arkansas's first lady. Linda Austin brought a book she hopes to have autographed.
This is the ultimate. I think this is what she's always wanted. It's what those of us who are devoted to her have always wanted for her, and to come as close as she did before and not get it was heartbreaking.
What's the most important thing for you in this election?
Well, the most important thing is just getting the country straightened out, get everybody together. Everybody's just seemed like a foreign state right now.
And of course, the topic of lead was an interesting way that Ohio came up in a debate a couple of days ago on that CNN debate in Michigan. Should be interesting to see whether that comes up again here tonight. We will have a full wrap up, though, of course, tonight on Channel 3 News at 11. For now, Jimmy, back to you.
All right. Thanks very much, Andrew.
Sure.
A tragic story. A 4-year-old girl has died after a huge fire at a Brunswick apartment complex last night. And several other families are now looking for homes after the fire destroyed theirs. Channel 3's Alyssa Raymond joins us live from St. Ambrose Church to show how that community is stepping up to help. Good evening, Alyssa.
Good evening, Jimmy. Take a look at this gym, and if you can imagine, it was even more packed earlier this afternoon. Those tables stacked high with donations, clothes, toys, toothbrushes, phone chargers. And they stopped taking donations around 5 this afternoon, but people continue to bring things in to show their support for this community. As you could see, kids are even helping out, Boy Scouts here, sports teams. And they are saying, I'm told, that they are looking for monetary donations still, as well as gift cards. So you could go to this story on WKYC.com to find out what you need to do with those items if you'd like to donate. About 60 people were impacted by this fire that started last night around 10:30 at the Hickory Hill Apartments. 6 people were hurt, and a 4-year-old girl named Keegan died. Fire investigators say the cause is still undetermined. Juliana Smiler used to babysit Keegan. Her daughter and Keegan are cousins. She says she was sweet, cute, and cuddly.
Yeah, it was really sad. Yeah, and but I'm just trying to keep strong, just to, it's not even my daughter, and I'm so heartbroken for them because I know that she was sweet and so kind.
A family member set up this GoFundMe page. It raised more than $12,000 so far. They also have links to GoFundMe pages for the other victims. As I mentioned, fire investigators still haven't released a cause. They still don't know how this fire started, but they did rule out arson, and they say that the smoke detectors, to their knowledge, were working. And a little thing about fire sprinklers, a sprinkler system. A lot of people were asking, did this apartment complex have one? And we're told that they didn't have one because it wasn't mandated when this apartment complex was built back in 1974. That ended up being mandated in 1981. Jimmy, back to you in the studio.
All right. Thanks very much, Alyssa. A 6-year-old Lorraine girl is still in shock after she was hit by a stray bullet after a fight occurred outside her home. There was a shooting yesterday. It happened near G Street and Massachusetts Avenue. Amy Alston and neighbors tried to run to safety inside. That's when a bullet ricocheted off of her front door and hit her granddaughter. Amy described that moment the shooting began.
And then they started running up closer, and the closer they got, the closer you could hear the bullets flying. It was really scary, and I really hope that these guys get caught.
Police have one person in custody, but they're still looking for other suspects. Anyone with any information about that shooting should call Lorain Police. And when we come back on the news at 7, Raging River Rescue. The dangers some residents risked to save a dog and what eventually got him to shore. But first, the special connection that earned a local ballerina the chance to perform on her biggest stage yet, right after the break.
You're watching Channel 3 News at 7 with Jim Donovan.
Welcome back. Great story. A local ballerina is getting the chance of a lifetime before she even turns 12. She'll be performing at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. in front of thousands of people. And the opportunity comes after she impressed a dancer who was a star ballerina with the New York City Ballet. And ballerina Emily Hain is here to talk to me about this incredible opportunity. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me about how this famous ballerina found you, Catherine Morgan. She saw you perform and then offered you this opportunity. How did it happen?
Well, Ballet in the City provided a master class, and I went to that master class, and Catherine Morgan was teaching. So she noticed my dancing, and a couple days later, she asked if I would like to perform with her.
And you said, well, let me think about it. No, you said absolutely. So you must be just excited counting the days to perform. Have you performed in front of a lot of people before?
Yeah.
And how has that gone?
Well, it's really amazing to be able to perform in front of a lot of people because it's just fun and really nice to do it and just have fun and do what I love. This takes a lot of work. I mean, it's fun, all right, but this takes a lot of work. So I'm going to let the viewers in on a little secret here, and that is that you practice like every day except Tuesday. Thus, that's why she's on the news tonight on a Tuesday night. So tell me how much you practice, how long every day? Well, it kind of varies. On Mondays, I practice from usually 5:30 to 8:45. And then on Wednesdays, I practice from around 4:45 to 8:15, and then Thursdays I practice around the same timeline. Fridays I'll have rehearsal sometimes, and then Saturdays I get to my dance studio at 8 o'clock in the morning and go until 11:45.
Wow, that is a full week. And how do you squeeze in all the homework of 5th grade?
Well, I figure a way out.
Get it done. You put your time together and get it done.
Right.
So when did you know that you impressed her a great deal?
Well, I really love to go to the master classes, and this is the first time an opportunity like this has come about, and yeah, it was just kind of.
Will you rehearse with her now before you perform with her?
Yes, a couple days before.
And what are you thinking? Will you rehearse at the Kennedy Center?
Yes.
Oh man, that is going to be. Have you ever seen that building?
Not quite.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, it is a beautiful venue. Well, unbelievable. We wish you the absolute best. Do you have one little thing you'd like to show us? Show us one thing here.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is an arabesque.
Yes.
And it goes right like this.
Very good. Very good. Now, very, very important here, and I want to get this in. Ballet in the City has helped put the Kennedy Center show together, right? And they have a GoFundMe page to pay for Emily's costumes and your travel expenses. And we have put a link to that at WKYC.com. It has been a tremendous pleasure. And I wish you the best. Come on back and see us.
You.
Okay? Good luck. Now, when we come back, underwater discovery, why scientists are pretty sure that this is a new species of octopus and what makes it so special. Plus, how long will this stretch of warm weather last? Betsy tells us that, and when rain could return. Right after the break. A dog has some heroes to thank after they rescued him from a raging river. Video captures the difficult rescue. It happened in Peru. The dog was sitting on some rocks in the middle of a fast-moving water. One man fought the currents to get a rope around the dog. Others pulled him back to shore with that rope, then carried him to a safe place to recover. Medics tended to that dog, who will hopefully make a full recovery. Scientists think they've discovered a new species of octopus. They call it the ghost octopus, just like Casper. And remember, he was a friendly ghost. And you can probably guess why. It is pure white. A probe had to go down nearly 14,000 feet off Hawaii to get this video. The octopus lacks one row of suction pads, and that's what makes researchers pretty confident it is a new species. Not only will you notice renovations to Progressive Field this spring, you'll have more food options to choose from too. The Indians are partnering up with even more local restaurants, adding nachos from Momocho, headwiches from Fathead's Brewery, and handcrafted pizzas from Dante's Inferno. And you can wash it all down with craft beers from the Brew Kettle and Great Lakes Brewing Company. April 4th.
Can't believe it's already coming.
I know, April 4th.
So exciting.
Okay, now you were just celebrating during the commercial break.
I'm a dork.
And no, she's not getting early results in from Michigan.
I am not yet. No,
Okay,
that will
all
be
right.
coming. Channel 3 Sports will be making projections. But we got some new hardware. So, you know, as a geek, I get excited about new toys and whatnot. So we have some new toys. So
Not excited, ecstatic.
our boss is watching, so let's
Okay,
hope this
all right.
thing works. All right, let's take a
Absolutely.
look. And as far as the temperatures tonight, we'll be in the 50s, variably cloudy skies, very mild, nice breeze. Now, with all things we do baby stepping, so I will actually be telling you when the new feature will be coming because you probably won't notice it. But we did get some new maps, so that's kind of fun. We have rain that's coming northbound, and this rain will eventually be catching up to us. We'll probably start to see some rain showers showing up late tomorrow, and then especially on Thursday, the rain will be hanging around with us. But in the meantime, there's a whole lot of warm air that is continuing to move in as well, and we will continue to see these warm temperatures until a cold front comes in. That will probably slide in on Thursday, so temperatures have been adjusted a little bit on Thursday, but we are still looking for a very warm Wednesday. Okay, here's the new graphic. Everybody hang in there with me. We're off to a partly cloudy start in the morning. Temperatures going to be in the mid-50s. Clouds increase, a bit breezy with highs expected in the 70s, and by evening we'll fade back into the 60s, but it will be a warm day. And let's see if this thing works. It does. How about that? You have no idea at home how difficult it is to make this happen, but it is, and I'm excited that it worked because temperatures across northern Ohio tomorrow will likely be in the 70s for Cleveland and Akron, Canton. A little farther south and a little closer to the lakeshore, we're likely to see those temperatures in the 60s, especially because we're probably going to have a lake breeze that develops, but it does look like by evening then we'll start to see those temperatures fading down. Man, am I glad that worked. We're in the 70s as far as highs tomorrow, upper 60s to right around 70, southwest winds about 10 to 15. Your Window Nation forecast does have the rain coming in on Thursday. Temperatures will be sliding, and that's why we dip back into the 50s now on Friday. If a front doesn't make it all the way through, we could have warmer temperatures. We could also have one of those situations where Cleveland is significantly cooler than areas farther south. So that's just something to keep out there. But right now, the start of the weekend looks dry. End of the weekend looks like it's going to be wet.
Now, I don't know if I was more excited about the little ballerina going to the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., or the new hardware working.
We're so under the ballerina.
Very close.
No, I
Very
don't think.
close.
No, the ballerina.
Now, if you are waiting for the Browns to cut Johnny Manziel tomorrow at 4 o'clock, you may have to wait a little bit longer. I'll explain why.
Here's what's coming up tonight on NBC. Brought to you by CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Okay, it's a big day for the Browns tomorrow because the NFL new business year begins at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now, the main guy that we are watching is Johnny Manziel because the Browns at that point have sent out a lot of messages that they are going to get rid of Johnny Manziel and they can cut him tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock when the new business year strikes. However, there's a but to all of this right now. There are feelings in Berea that the Browns may hold on to Manziel for at least a couple of days. Not for a long period of time, to search out the possibility that some team still could be interested in offering them a trade for him. If that doesn't happen quickly, then they'll cut him. Or they could do it, like we all believe, at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But he will not be here next year. And it doesn't look like Travis Benjamin will be either. The speedy Browns wide receiver, nicknamed the Rabbit, and the great return man, who is a big play guy. He's getting a lot of interest in the open market from Atlanta, from San Diego, and most attention coming from the Houston Texans. The Browns are looking for wide receiver help, and they may look to Hugh Jackson's old team, the Cincinnati Bengals, to go after this guy, Marvin Jones. But He could get even more interest now around the NFL from a team like Detroit, who today found out that their all-everything wide receiver, Calvin Johnson, is retiring from the NFL and football at the age of 30, and Marvin Jones could be on their list. So there you have it. Very, very busy time. Okay, we have full results coming up on the Michigan primary tonight and on a big night in Ohio politics, too, with all the presidential candidates visiting Ohio and specifically Cleveland. And the new hardware is here.
I'll be playing all evening.
All night long.
New stuff at 11.
No dinner. Entertainment Tonight is next. We're all back at 11, waiting with bated breath.
Woohoo!
We'll see you then.
See if I can make something blow up.
Thanks for watching Channel 3 News. Take Channel 3 News and weather with you wherever you go. Text WKYC to 25543 now to download our free apps.